I realize, I'm one with the one.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. And we are right in the cusp, the middle of August, and it is our month of will. So I'm asking you to be willing to look at living wholeness beyond dualism. To unpack this, we're going to first invite this scripture, John 12:21. This simply states that they may all be one. That they may all be one. What's the one? God, Spirit, whatever. They may all be one is our basic premise. We're one. We're one with each other. We're one with God, by whatever name you give it. We're one with all the divine. It is our wholeness. The love, the abundance, the presence of all that is invites us into being whole. But the other part of this is, as I talked about last week, we're 100% human and 100% divine. And what gets caught up with our divine? When we forget that there's only one power, one presence in the universe and in our lives, it's our humanness. It's a natural part of us. It's not wrong or bad. It's just that's what our humanness does. Because we live in a world that there's 3 points for living wholeness beyond dualism. The first point is dualism is a perception, not reality. So our senses perceive the world, light and dark, hot and cold, good, tall and dark, tall and short. And our ego mind always instantly attaches one of them's good and one of them's bad. For some people, dark is really good and light is bad. Other people, light is really good, dark is bad. That's dualism. Either or. When all of everything is part of the wholeness of what is. There is no place where God is not, which is more profoundly said by Dr. H. Emily Cady, who wrote Lessons in Truth, fabulous book. She says, God is the all, both invisible and visible. There can be no place where God is not. If it's true that there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in our life, that's one. Can there be any other anywhere else? In truth, that's the reality. That doesn't mean our mind won't spin little stories of fear about not good enough or, ooh, they're evil and bad. All these thoughts that happen from our human side. But it's ours to maybe pull back a little to the second one. Wholeness holds all experiences. So that means that when we're grieving, there's also the love we have for the thing that we're grieving. We can have fear and faith. It's all part of a great tapestry of life to experience. Has anyone experienced that someone doesn't die? Does anyone live forever? Is it possible that in our life we're going to experience the grief of someone that we love dying? So it's a natural part of it. But it wouldn't be grief if we didn't have love. It's all part of the great journey of life. And if anyone's lost a pet, it's traumatic. It's hard. But the reality is we're supposed to outlive our pets. Unless we're only going to live 9, 12, 17 years or whatever. We're supposed to. But the rich experience of having that relationship is always with you. Because love never dies. So the wholeness is the balance of all these things. The grief and the sadness, the love, the joy, the disappointment, the recovery, and the fear. It's all part of the whole. This is referred to by our co-founder Myrtle Fillmore, who says, we are not here to battle evil. Notice she's not saying there is no evil. She's just saying we're not here to battle evil, but to live the truth we know and radiate light of God. So that means what we're going to do in our life is not focus our attention on the bad, on the negative. Does it exist? Absolutely. But when we give our attention to our fear, what do we get? More fear. Do we want more fear? Is there anyone here who wants more fear? So it's not ours to battle the evil. If you've noticed, if there's something happening out in the great broad world that you disagree with or have trouble with, battling that trouble, how effective are you? It's ineffective. But if you can live the truth you know and radiate light of God in the world, then you have great impact. When I'm walking, I wave to the cars that pass. They might think I'm crazy. I don't care. They wave back. And if I wave with a smile, they wave and smile back. Now, what effect does it have in my life to wave to people? I feel like I'm part of the neighborhood. And what happens to the people who constantly get waved by this guy who's walking along on the street? They feel part of the neighborhood as well. So that now when I go out walking, I'm in a pretty small development. I've waved at everyone. So they wave first. It may seem small, but when we can bring a smile to our mouth or to our heart, we're living in that light of love of God. It's powerful. And when we do that, we're changing the world. And it feels good. Much better than, I'm afraid, I'm ashamed, they're wrong. Anyone played that little tune? Yes! Probably not the same way I did, but mine's only for demonstration only. Okay. So the third one is beyond either or, good and bad, dark and light, tall and thin, all those others. There's both and. It's all part of it. If you get into a relationship and your partner is 2 feet different in height than you, it's both ends. It's just part of the relationship. It's part of what makes it work. We're going to have all seasons. We're going to have rain. We're going to have sun. We're going to have cold. We're going to have heat. We're going to have storms. It's all part of it. We don't know what the future brings. But if you ever notice, in hindsight, when you look back at the past experiences, go, wow, I couldn't have written the experience to be like that. Like the experience when I was coming back from Canyon Lake during COVID. I rented a cabin right on the lake. 3 weeks I slept. I slept for 3 weeks. I wrote. I was in the most wholeness of my being. I'm driving home, coming down 306. And at that time, 306 intersection was all in construction, doing that weird little lane thing that they did. And I look ahead and there's a man 40 feet in front of me, standing in the middle of my lane. He's a construction worker with a big coil of green cable. And I go right through the red light. I think the driver coming this way was also looking at that because he didn't see my big white car here. And bammo. And Betty Sharp was driving in the car right behind the car that hit me. And she pulled over. And she was sure that the 2 drivers of those cars were dead. And then I pull myself out of the car around all the airbags that are inflated. And she goes, Reverend Gary! In hindsight, the car saved my life. The car saved my life. Airbags. I didn't have a scratch on me. Betty grounded me. When it happened, I had no idea what happened. And then the police officer comes over to me and says, accidents happen. He didn't give me a ticket. I totaled my car, but he didn't give me a ticket. In hindsight, it's made me a better driver. In hindsight, I experienced deep love at a most traumatic point in my life. So it was not the worst experience of my life. It was a really scary event that was tempered with love. Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science, says, the infinite cannot be divided. The same power which binds us to good frees us from all bondage. So in that story, I could have had the accident just, oh, what happened to me? And spent years being a victim of my circumstance, which wouldn't serve me in any way. Because it is the same power that allows us to experience life that gives us exactly what we need to release from whatever fear or shame or imbalance or tenuous, challenging situation. It's a loving presence. It's our wholeness. And it's already one with us right now. I've got a wonderful story to share with you. It's a story of a Taoist farmer A Taoist farmer's horse runs away, and the neighbors say, "Such bad luck." And the farmer says, "Maybe." The horse returns with two wild horses. "Oh, such good luck," the neighbors say. "Maybe," says the farmer. His son breaks his leg taming one of the wild horses. "Oh, such bad luck. Oh, such bad luck." The farmer says, "Maybe." Soon after, soldiers come to conscript all the young men for war, and his son is spared. The lesson is we should judge as what we judge as good or bad is often just part of a larger wholeness that we cannot see. We have our experience of whatever was happened in the past. And we have some expectations, some wondering, some dreams of hopes of what will be the future. But all we ever get to experience is the now. And so rather than naming things as good or bad, naming it as this is what is, and then responding to it. So our personal exploration this week, it looks like a lot, it's not a lot. The first one, notice when you're labeling your experience. You're going to label every experience. Pause and ask yourself, what is the larger truth here? What's the bigger truth? That can help us move from dualism, either or, to both and. The second one is affirm your oneness with God when you feel pulled into conflict. Now this isn't easy. So when we're coming into that fear, when we're confronted with a challenge or a problem, or someone's yelling at you, try to take a breath and affirm your oneness with God in that moment. It makes it easier to let whatever's happened float by rather than hit you in the face. Do you know what I mean? The third one is practice both and thinking, especially when people whose views differ from yours. You were my best friend yesterday, but you're not agreeing with me. So I don't know if you're my best friend today. Where we can just agree to disagree. We're not all going to agree on everything. This is how we navigate family. This is how we navigate our coworkers. Or how we navigate being on the field and doing sports. How I navigate being in the pool with 50 other people and not knocking each other out. It's working with, allowing all in oneness. And the fourth is bless the wholeness of every situation, even when you don't yet see the outcome. I don't know how this is going to work, but God has skills. God knows how. And I just need to be present. I need to live this moment and do what I can, which usually is left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. If you don't know what step to take one. It's going to lead you someplace. And if you find if the place you're going, which I know by going over here, Owen's going, you walked out of the frame of the video camera. How dare you? I'm supposed to only cross this. Actually, the blue tape is right here. I'm not supposed to go any farther over there than there. There are rules. But sometimes I need to drift and embrace the dark side. And then Owen has to deal with it because he has skills. And that's how we work in relationship. I love this community and I love what we do together. And I hope you'll explore this week and see how living wholeness beyond dualism is a journey to return us to joy and love and connection. Thank you.